Hi, Genki Call here with Raid Boss for the week of August 1st, 2022. It's a week-long event for our guilds this week, and we don't have much to choose from in here as far as troops go. That's pretty much it, unless you have some troops from the paid Kingdom Pass. This is it. So I still have some variety for you, despite that, and early on, you don't even need the Adakite. You won't be fighting Zuul'Goth until you get to stage 5. And I really recommend just using something that can blow through these early levels quickly, which is why I have Fiend Fire on the team. You can use Fiend Fire here, you can use Orb of Winter, you can use anything that's purple, green, or blue. Basically, anything that does damage to all enemies that's not these colors. So, that's what I've been using to get through these early levels because it's nice and fast and I appreciate that. Um, right, in the shop. Everything you just saw is available in the shop. And from the Kingdom troops, as of Friday, Tourmaline should also be in the drop table for the Raid Boss event. So it could be possible to get it come Friday. Not until Friday because it hasn't been released yet. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Also, what I did was I bought up to tier 4. Tier 3 because I had to have the weapon. Tier 4 to get Adakite, the Godslayer, up one more level, and then I used an Orb of Ascension on it to get it to Mythic level. The reason I do that, I want it to be Mythic level, is because that will give me 5 times the damage to bosses. At Legendary, it's 4 times, and at base rarity, it's at 3 times the damage. So, got a little bit of mana gen with this troop, which I love. That is super nice. And the new weapon, the Watchful Blade. I forgot to make a team with the Watchful Blade. I think it's going to be very useful for this event because it creates red and brown gems for each Hellcrag ally, and it also does some damage as well. But these are entirely Hellcrag teams because I'm using Geomancer, and brown, of course, is huge in Hellcrag, and the red, that's our boss killer. And it doesn't use either color, so anyway, keep that in mind. Upgrades, yeah, nothing huge there, but anyway, I forgot to make teams with it. So, early levels, I will show you this, just will blow right through. You could use Orb of Winter, it self-enchants if you need to cast more than once. If you need to target something very quickly, Chalcedony is great for that, but I may not. She just loops so beautifully. But if you can get some early mana for your weapon and you'll just one-shot them all on the early levels. So now we're heading into Zuul'Goth. Dark Zuul'Goth. Let me see what they called him here. Hold on. Dark Zuul'Goth, Elder God of Darkness. Okay, I'm done. Alright, one more with this, and then I'll show you. If you don't have a weapon with the right colors that can do damage to all enemies, there are, of course, other options. Yeah, I didn't think that was quite gonna work, but we've got Adakite ready, so boop. 5 times the damage to Zuul'Goth. Yee-hoo! Alright. So, let me see. So there are other options. For the early levels, I really recommend something that does damage to all enemies. Later on, that's really not going to work out because it's just not going to be efficient enough. And then, you know, for you, those of you that are lower level, just put the Mountain Crusher in there. Mountain Crusher will work fine. You'll have plenty of mana. The Mountain Crusher will start a Dust Storm. Chalcedony will just loop like crazy. I don't even know if you need the Adakite, but you know, it sure is nice to be able to do this. So, but we'll do this and probably just loop them to death at this point. because Chalcedony is so awesome. Oh, yeah. But this will get mana for your team quickly and start a Dust Storm, and it'll work great. Also, another option is, these are a little out of order because that's the way I put them here. For this next team, it's basically the same team, just a little different order, and using the Engineer's Drill. Now, there are a couple of weapons that will explode specifically brown gems. You don't have to use one of them. And if you use Mountain Crusher, put it at the front of the team. But I do like this because it explodes brown gems. Just all you have to do is, if you're lower level, you don't know what you have or bloopers again. So you want to minus all three of the colors that you're using here for Chalcedony and Adakite. That leaves these three colors, and then, or you can just, yeah, that works. And then type in explode and pick something and put it in here. But be aware that some of these create storms. The Arboreal Crystal is amazing, but it creates a leaf storm, so that will bring you a bunch of green you don't need. The Jar of Eyes will create an ice storm. It can use that mana, but I'd rather, just use something else. You can totally use Reflection of Good. You could use the Scale Guard Protector, which I love. There's just a lot of options. This one also creates or explodes brown gems. But we're going to get more into that in a little bit. But this is, let's see, let's go in. And I'll show you how to see if something creates a storm, where to look when we come out of this battle. Just give me a minute here. I'm going to go ahead and take out Zuul'Goth. I'm going to explode things just to show you that I can. Kapow! Just for mana, when you need mana generation, it's an extra option there. It's extra mana gen, so mana generation is key. And when you're running with Chalcedony, blowing up brown gems is a good idea. But anyway, I said I would show you how to tell. So let's just pull up the Arboreal Crystal real quickly, and I'll show. If you click here, I can tell because this says leaf here. That means there's a leaf storm, and on the Jar of Eyes it says ice, which means an ice storm. Just click on upgrade weapon, scroll all the way to the right, and you can see create a leaf storm is here. And then I'll just show you the Mountain Crusher. Mountain Crusher. Dust. It's the first thing here. Upgrade weapon. Dust. It's right here. Create a dust storm. It may not be this one. It could be earlier on, but something to be aware of. Next team for people that don't have the legendaries. I don't think you need the legendaries for this, honestly, unless you don't have 2 Chalcedony and just need something to put in there. But next team, a different way of doing things here. So let me explain. The Cobaltine wand is here. It explodes red gems, not brown, but it's here because it self-enchants. So this is another option that you can have, enchant myself. And you can tell from here it says enchanting. But it's another exploding weapon to get you some mana. Petrahulk is going to gain some life, so why do I have it in 3rd slot? Just because it's going to pull an enemy to the front. We want to pull Zuul'Goth to the front so the Adakite can use skulls on it. This is more dangerous because you could lose your Godslayer to random skulls. But let's try it out, see how it works. So, and I have it in 3rd slot here because I really don't care about it. I'm going to go ahead and do this. And look at that. Look at all the red. I just have to. Okay. So, I really want to just pull him to the front and use skulls on him, but then again, might as well just kill him. All right. So, wasted effort, but we will just keep doing this and finish this up. And yeah, I don't like this as much, but if it's another option. It's something different that you can do, and I don't want to just do the same old thing every time. I want to be able to give you different options for different playing styles. And that is why I created this particular team. I'll give it one more try. One more try. There's the Valraven again. All right. Let's go ahead and get him up to the front. And blow things up. There were the skulls. That's exactly what I was talking about. Cool. Coolio. I love that. Alright, and then we'll just Chalcedony for the win. Whee! Oh, I'm so glad I was able to give you a proper example. Alright, one more team actually for the higher levels. And I can't really show it to you because I only have one Adakite. But for the later levels, Chalcedony up front, 2 Adakites, Engineer's Drill, and Exploding Weapon like we talked about. Something preferably that blows up brown, but that's not the Jar of Ice because the Jar of Ice creates that ice storm. Still an option, but I only have one Adakite right now. I'm waiting till Friday to buy any more tiers in the raid boss in case I need to try and get tourmaline from the shop. We'll see though. I may break before then. It's like, no, I gotta help my guild better before then, and we've got this weekend faction assault and okay. I digress. Alright, what do I have next? So I can't show you that team, only one Adakite. So next up we have 3 options for teams with legendaries. Despite having so few troops to work with, I have some different ways of doing things. Now you see I have the Jar of Ice here. It's going to start that ice storm, but it doesn't matter because Chernabog is here. And Chernabog is going to summon a dust storm when the turn begins. Only if the hero is in front of him. If you move it like this, it will stay with the storm that was summoned here. If you want to keep the ice storm to keep feeding the Jar of Ice, you can do that just by keeping this down here, and as soon as the ice storm runs out, it will switch back to the dust storm from Chernabog. But I don't want to do that. I want to keep the dust storm. So it'll create the ice storm, go to the enemy, and when it comes back, it'll turn back to a dust storm. So this is another option. Again, you can use any exploding weapon you want here, but this is just another option for blowing up brown gems and being able to use the Jar of Ice here. It's a teaching moment. You see? That's my goal. Alright, can I drop? Oh, I can drop that and get a match 4. Watch this. Boom. Ha ha ha. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and take care of Zuul'Goth. And, what's this guy do? Oh, that's right. He's major mana gen. I don't want to do that right now. So we're going to just try to loop with Chalcedony, and that totally worked out. Dum dum ba-da! I like this team. I like it. Engineer's Drill would work just as well here. Again, any exploding weapon will work. So those are the options for that. Next up we have for the higher levels. So the first option for the higher levels, you know, when things start getting dicey with Zuul'Goth, then you switch to using Trickster Shot. You can use Earth's Fury in here, you can use Mang, but they use the same colors as Adakite. It shouldn't matter too much, and you can do that if you want, but this means using Trickster Shot means no mana blocking, and also it self-enchants. You cast it once and it enchants itself. Yay! And the more you cast with this, the more armor you strip. Sorry, hold on. The more armor you strip, the more powerful it becomes and the harder it hits. So basically, the idea is that once you can't one-shot with the Adakite anymore, then you hit it with Trickster Shot first to strip off the armor, and then you cast with the Adakite to kill it. So, taken away my visual here. I just, yeah, no. Okay. So it's kind of low level to be using, sorry, hold on. Level to be using Trickster Shot anyway, so higher level would be better as an example, but we'll take it one higher. You know, the Adakite just filled up so quickly. Alright, a little bit more armor this time, so that is good. Let's go ahead and this will be filled up next turn. It fills up 2 every turn that it is enchanted. So I'm just going to go ahead and start working on this. There we go. Okay, so right now Trickster Shot, it's 67 damage. It's going to have that boost from the armor eliminated, and I'm only removing 58 armor. It's going to go from 67 to... now it's up to 90. Just from removing that little bit of armor. It's crazy, and it self-enchants, and I love it. Alright, anyway. And I love that this guy explodes some. That is so, so very helpful. Boom! Oh, ha ha ha! Oh, I love Trickster's Shot, and I love that it's not mana blocked this time. So the last option is for when things get really difficult, and you don't even need Chernabog here. If you have Trickster Shot in your lower level, absolutely use this, but later on it's going to be harder. You don't really need Chernabog. It is good mana generation, but you don't have to have it. So what you can do is throw in 2 Adakites. And like this. Or, no, oh, that's right, I chose to remove, actually, Chalcedony and put 2 Adakites. You can remove Chalcedony, or you can remove the Chernabog, whichever one is best for your playing style. This way, you have lots of mana, and you can loop, and with the explosions and all of the brown, or you can do Chalcedony, who just loops on her own. Whichever way you want to do it, 2 Adakites and the Trickster Shot for the really high levels where you're struggling. So that is what I've got for you for Raid Boss. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that it was helpful. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye!